Hello folks, and welcome to another daily Bitcoin market analysis by Inspocrypto. Well, I was thinking to talk or just to provide an initial comment today, but I think everything is very clear. And those who are following me since a while, at least since 2022, but also before, and some of you are following me since really long time. Those know Inspo very well, and they know my content as well. And I have said so many times that economics works different, like a very dynamic and volatile market. So a lot of wrong narratives were launched last year to trap retail. You remember all these charts I have provided: insider selling, retailers buying, and so on and so forth. We have talked about short-term options related to SPY and SPX to force the market maker just to hedge and to buy futures and to push up the price. Since the last OPEC, it's done. They are not going to do it anymore because it's not possible. Or at least it's not that easy. And yeah, so everything what's happening right now, I mean, even today, the PCE price index, that's a nice indicator of inflation excluding food and energy. And we know that energy, if we check the charts of crude oil and gas, it declined. So it's, even the governor of the Bank of Japan used this as an argument to say inflation will go down when energy goes down. Jesus, what do you think? How far much more will energy go down? I mean, it's stupid. It's also another stupid story, another stupid narrative. Keep saying, well, we was wrong with the yen was weak compared to the USD. Now it's not, but the inflation keeps going up, so now it's energy. Instead, to declare and to be realistic and to say, okay, we were wrong and now we have to push up interest rates as well. But they are not doing it. However, it's fine. And we remember, I mean, let us make a summary. We remember end of the year. You remember, I mean, that was a huge joke when they spread that inflation could be good for you. Of course, it could be good for you. If you have a lot of debts, maybe, then it's good for you. But if you are a hard worker, going to work every morning, spending hours and hours and hours in the office, or whatever you are doing to get your money at the end of the month, and you see at the end of the month, hey, what's happening? I have 10% less in my wallet now, but I'm doing exactly the same like a few months ago, and they told me inflation is good for me. That was a just stupid story, a stupid narrative. And then they started with the next one. Pivot everywhere. Just a lot of experts on Twitter. Pivot. We will see pivot because everything, and that's the part that I have mentioned so many times. Forget what happened in the 70s. Forget what happened in the past. It's a different thing. We are coming from a global economy that just, it triggered all these problems with a disruption. You can't compare one thing with a completely different other thing and say that's going to happen because it's not going to work. Otherwise, a lot of economists can take their bags and go out and work as, I don't know, whatever, something else. Because if everything is the same and repeats, you don't need people that analyze the current situation. And that's the big problem. People are thinking everything is trivial. Everything is patterns. Like when people are saying, yeah, but that happened to Bitcoin last year. Forget last year. And forget 2021 because the market has changed since 2021. We can't compare 2018, 2019 with 2023, 2022, or 2021. And that's a big, big, huge problem I see on this Twitter space, but not only there. And we always need to analyze, and the initiation of an analysis is always to make questions and to look for the right answers. And that's what I'm missing. I'm missing people who use the brain. Instead, they are just looking for patterns. Forget patterns. It's of course patterns, it's easy. Oh, that happens 30 years ago, so it will happen again because it looks like. Yeah, that's it, I'm done. No, it's not. It's much more complicated. We have different layers who are playing a role right now. The Ukraine-Russian conflict. China mentioned they are going to provide drones to Russia. Yesterday, Iran was attacked once again. It seems it was, I don't know if that was an airstrike or whatever, but something is there. And that's a huge red flag. Nobody is talking about. But in case something big is going to happen related to this conflict, it will have a direct impact on the markets. And of course, what does that mean when the German government is saying, oh, we are going to make a trip in Malaysia because we want to reduce our dependency related to China and replace it from Malaysia? What do you think will happen to China with their Silk Road where, hey, do you know how many billions China invested in the German industry? How many old and well-known companies are in hands of China? What is the German government, or what are our governments? Because I don't think that Germany is the only exception, but what will our governments do when the escalation continues and China starts, or even our governments like the German government did, for example, with some Russian companies in Germany, they seize them? Could you imagine that? What will happen with all the money and investments German wealthy people and companies did in China instead? Mercedes, BMW, and so on and so forth. So the whole disruption never happened before. It was different because we scaled the globalization. That was a little bit part of the new chapter of turbo capitalism. Make big profit and less time. And now everything is changing. Our governments are accumulating debts instead of financing education and the health industry. Instead they are, funding arms for a bigger military conflict. As mentioned just a few weeks ago, even the German army is demanding a war economy in Germany. A lot of red flags. And that's not even part or focused only on crypto. It's, it will have an impact to your personal life, to your work, to your investments, and so on and so forth. And then we have crypto. We are all involved in crypto. All of us like crypto. We believe in crypto. And that's what we have in common. We are coming from different countries, different cultures. Some of you have even different religion. But we have one core, that's crypto. We believe in crypto. Not only in Bitcoin, but also in altcoins. And we did a nice profit with that. Now, after a brutal and very weak year we had in 2022, it's showing more and more and more that the whole crypto space was, or at least a lot of toxic gamblers, criminals, scammers was involved in crypto. That's the main threat. And of course governments will take this as an excuse to change crypto in a manner that fits to them. That's what's going to happen. And then we can talk about Hong Kong. Then we can talk about, about the global regulatory body that will be introduced to crypto. And I have said so many times, also in the past, be careful. Be careful with that. Don't underestimate that. Always make questions and look for answers. Because the information is out there. You need just to make research. I just reduce your way to your to your answers. And that's what I'm providing here day and day and day, analyzing the markets, bringing you some more informations, so that it triggers a little bit your sentiment and to let you wake up that even a lot of people out there are shitting tokens, are shitting crypto in general and saying the next bull market is coming. And people say, yeah, you are saying that since 2 months. Yeah, I'm saying that since 2 months. Yeah, and you will see what will happen. The market will go down. It's just a matter of time. We just have too many risks. And I have said so many times the key is reward-risk ratio. When the risks increase and the opportunities are stable or even decline, then it's not time to go all in. Then it's time to wake up and to be extremely careful. That was my initial comment. It wasn't really planned, but now I did it. So we will see. As you see, they break now this area here, and we will see, because if we break this one, 23.5 is obviously the next. And for me, 21.800, I would say even between 21.5 and 21.800 should be key. On the daily one, we can see that here 23.200, so almost that part here is where we have a long-term trend line. Could be also used to bounce a little bit and to maintain before we go down. But for me, 21.8 is key. If we lose 21.8, we will see 17K again, very quick in my opinion. So yeah, let us take a look and check what is happening to the market, what we can figure out. Unfortunately, we are shifting again to weekend. That's really painful for me. But however, it is what it is, right? So let us check. So folks, then let us take a look here. I have tweeted this chart already. It's just crazy. It's just absolutely crazy. It doesn't want to go down below 50. I'm a little bit speechless. But yeah, I mean, if we would check that from here, it is almost just up, 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 up. And that explains, of course, why it maintains high. And that's big, because it's just telling us wait sentiment. Those who are sending bigger amounts to centralized exchanges are bearish. They are sending more Bitcoins and more Bitcoins to centralized exchanges. That's what we can see here. And that's unbelievable, but it is what it is. And we can see that here, right? So, wow. If we go forward, and now we need to see, but we are coming to a situation where usually Bitcoin should stop, because that's what it did since weeks. I have said so many times, when the weights ratio 30 hours moving average goes up to 90, run. And right now it looks like it wants to go up, but at the same time we also know that happened in the past as well. So we are very close. We need to be careful. Okay, I have said I think we will go up again to 25k, because if they find demand there, they will do it. But I guess they don't find demand, or they will do it over the weekend. We don't know. We will see what's going to happen. But yeah, however, we need to be careful. What we see is that some Bitcoins are coming in. That's the net flow of 1,864 Bitcoin. That's not bad at all. And we need to see what's going to happen here. The weights ratio 1 hour, you can see it's up, 93, indicating, of course, it will go more up here. The weights ratio 30 hours moving average. And as said, if we see a weights ratio 30 hours moving average of 90 or above, then that means, oh, these guys want to push hard down. It's not the case at the moment. We see that stablecoin reserves on centralized exchanges declined again, and pushed up again afterwards. Let us go to the next chapter. So if we take a look here, we can see that also the inflow activity is pushing up while the outflow activity is declining. So yeah, that also shows and explains why also the market price, the Bitcoin price, is declining. However, we have braked that area of 23,600, but they are keep maintaining the price. We will check later on stablecoin inflows, outflows, and so on and so forth, how all these part looks. And if they want over the week and maybe push up, hitting 25k again, or at least go back to 24, just if, and all depends if they find some demand there. Otherwise, they are not going to do it. Of course not. So yeah, stable coins, peanuts, nothing coming in the last, let me see, 3 hours. 2,600 Bitcoins, it's fine, not big, but outflows only 600 in the last 3 hours as well. So yeah, it's in favor of sales at the moment. Let us go forward. So if we check the live net flow premium, we see here, for example, that we are getting more and more inflows than outflows, also related to the net flow daily. It's, as you see, it's rising, and so the price is declining. For me, the next much interested part is the Bitcoin net flow H4 rolling, and also very nice indicating here that more and more Bitcoins are coming in. That's one of the most, I would say it's the best graphic and the best indicator when it comes to Bitcoin net flow. It indicates you in a very perfect and simple way what weights are doing. And if you check what the price does afterwards, it makes sense. But we are talking here about Bitcoin net flow, not stablecoin net flow. That's something that's going to follow. So I will add the stablecoin net flow as well. Look forward to it, because then we will also have the opportunity to check what's happening related to futures as well, right? So yeah, as mentioned, more Bitcoins coming in, and of course the whole balance on centralized exchanges is lifting up more and more and more. So we will see how far they want to bring it. Now Bitcoin is hitting 23, 300, 400. That's what I commented on Twitter. That's what they like to do. They maintain the price while SPY, SPX nukes to show retailers, oh, look how strong that is, and retailers start to go and to go long because they see, it's holding, so moon next, and that's where they start then to unload. That's always the same game, unfortunately, but it's okay. That's why we have fish and why we have whales. So let us go to the next one. So then let us take a look what's happening to the future market. Also here I have tweeted something yesterday. So let us take a look here. Oops, my PC. We went up here and afterwards it dumped very hard. That was where I said be careful here because it seems that someone is shorting big, and then afterwards the funding rate started to lift up again, indicating they are demanding more longs afterwards, and the price started while the price was declining. So retailers really thinking, oh, that's the local bottom, because hey, they said that's the initiation of a bull run. That's what they said. Okay? And so, of course, I'm going to trade that. Well, yeah, then sorry, but well deserved. However, open interest looks that way. And if we check, for example, here, we can see up, down, and up afterwards. So the leverage ratio is pushing up, interesting, while the open interest declines. So some people have started to use high leverage, it seems. Now let us take a look. If we check, for example, stablecoins related to derivative exchanges, 150 millions, that's not big at all. Absolutely not. Today another 120 millions, that's fine. It's not that bad, but it's not big. It's absolutely not big. If we take a look, for example, to Bitcoins, 1,200 was the maximum today. So also here, absolutely nothing happening, only related to outflows. For example, here 1,400 Bitcoins outflows, that was the biggest, and that's it. If we take a look, that's of course our aggregated chart. Here we can see open interest declining right now. We can see that leverage ratio is maintaining, and funding rate maintains positive, maintains in a trend, indicating they are just longing more and more and more and more. And well, at the same time, I mean, 2 days ago they liquidated 1,000, almost 1,600 Bitcoins and longs, and only 400 and shorts. Yesterday another 1,000 Bitcoins and longs, while only 600 Bitcoins and shorts, while only. But yeah, you can see also here, for example, that the funding rate have started to decline. However, it maintains in a positive trend. And if we check now the blockchain whispers, we had almost 1.5 billions in longs yesterday, and even today 1.6 billions. Now let us check. Wow, even more now, of course, because hey, only up, absolutely only up. And just to, I told you, it's possible that we go up over the weekend. Weekend is always casino, and I was expecting go up and then more down, but we will see. However, 64 to 36, it's not healthy at all. Ethereum looks similar. Shorts on Bitfinex declined from 21 millions yesterday now to 19 millions, but even the longs declined. So let us take a look now to the Kingfisher and what we can see there. And we have much more Bitmax, Bitget. Okay, that's very interesting. No. So let us take a look to the all leverage. And wow, that changed a lot. 140 millions. And yeah, so everything at 21,800. And I have said 21,800 is a very, I mean, if you want to long, then you should have a liquidation level of 21.8 or even if it's possible lower, because at 21.8 the price will bounce. It doesn't mean we will go apart afterwards, but if we break 21.8 we will see directly 17k afterwards, because it's a POG. That's where the volume is. These guys are in distribution at the moment, so they look for liquidity. If they find liquidity at 21.8 and they can push up, why not? They can do it. But if we break 21.8, and that can take now days until we get 21.8. I don't think we are going to go straight to 21.8 from here. But then be careful, because from 21.8 to 17k could happen in really very, very, very short term. I would be extremely careful there. But it makes sense that these guys have, for example, here, even if it's not 21.8, it's 21.9, but they know at that price we are protecting. At least they are protecting. Also something we will see, and well, it makes sense in my opinion. So let us take a look to the high leverage positions. And wow, okay, that's crazy. I have said be careful with the weekend. High leverage positions between 23.8 and 24.2. So it wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me if we go, even I know we will go down hard. We will go down hard. But it wouldn't surprise me, and I have said maybe a nice opportunity to make a swing trade. That's something, it's up to you if you want to do it or not. So that's it. Let us go forward. So let us take a look here to the gamma walls, if we can see something. 23 to 50. I mean, the scale is not big at all, but 23 to 50 looks solid at the moment. Would be also the magnet, otherwise 23,750. And I mean, right now we have a 23,350. We have a support area, so we should trade now between 23,250 and 23,750. Means we could go up to 750 again, maybe also to retest our breakout. Would be possible. I would be careful there. Once again, the GAX is declining now. Wow, it declined very well to 110,000. So still more to the upside. Means we can go even more lower, and we have, I think, 23.2, 23.250 for a little bounce, maybe go up to 23.750 afterwards to retest and confirm our breakout, and then go down even more. Would be something I can imagine and would make sense. Now let us take a look. Let me refresh here. I see. I'm getting, it's so funny. It's really funny. You can, I can make a chart. I have seen charts, for example, of people, saying that Bitcoin price correlates with the Shanghai Composite Index. I mean, it's fine. It's up to you. And people say, yeah, and yeah, that's the next bull run, and the Shanghai Composite Index, that's absolutely bullish because they are initiating a bull market right now. So yeah, great. I've tweeted today the the correlation between Bitcoin and meme ETF stocks, meme stocks ETF. Sorry, and instead I receive hate comments from Maxis, and that's so funny because that demonstrates how this community works. It's a shilling. It's a stupid, just to be honest with you, it's really a very stupid space. Because it's like you are in favor of us or we hate you. Like childs, like you are 7, you know? It's so stupid, but at the same time very funny because I'm not 7. I'm much older than 7. And just to read that, I mean, for me it's easy because when I read stupid comments, it doesn't matter what they are saying, but when it's stupid, off topic, or just stupid, or hate, block, 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 block. Not even because it's, you know, for me like, oh, it hurts. No, I don't care. But it's like, hey, I'm fine with that, but you shouldn't have any opportunity to get access to my stuff then. That's just my principle. That's the only thing. But at the same time, very entertaining. However, let us talk about custom strategy, bull put spread, long straddle, and long strangle. We have here some. You remember yesterday they were expecting we are going to maintain a price level. So we will check if that's going to happen. Yeah, as mentioned, today is Friday. So, you know, we need to see. But custom strategy, bull put spread, long straddle, and long strangle are on our list. Now we'll check them now. So then let us start with the custom strategy. I don't need to repeat that hopefully every time, but the custom strategy, it's, as the name says, it's custom. We don't know exactly what's behind, but sometimes we can interpret the strategy behind. Let us take a look. For example, here, if we find anything big, no, we don't find anything big. What is the biggest here? 117k. Is that the biggest? Everything else looks really retailers like. So, for example, if we check here, they are indicating they sold both. Okay, they sold here calls. 25k calls for end of September and 30k calls end of March. Anything useful here, ladies and gentlemen? No, not even here. 24k, so someone was even here. They are selling now everything to the upside, it seems. Yeah, I don't see here nothing. Okay. Then bull put spread. Let us take a look to the bull put spread. Okay, now, oh yeah, that looks great. So the bull put spread is a strategy where you have an expectation of a neutral to bullish price action. And also here, for example, if you want to realize a nice profit, the maximum profit related to this strategy, the Bitcoin price has to be at or above the strike price of the short put. That's with a higher strike, and that's something we will check right now. So with a higher strike means they are expecting to see a price above of 23k until end of March, or like this guy here, but that's a retailer, it seems, above of 21. However, they bought for 110 in premium and they sold for 500,000 in premium as well. So, I mean, even with premium was nice. And actually, yeah, he can make even more profit if he is right. And until end of March, we will get back above of 23k. In such case, that would happen But that's something, of course, they need to see if that's going to happen or not. However, we are breaking, we are hitting 23,250. Come on, give me 23,250. Let us do it. Come on, baby. Let us make 23,150. A little candle. 23,150. Give it to me. However, long straddle. I guess you are asking how he is not trading. Oh yes, I have started to trade today. Even oh no. Come on, don't tell me I missed that by $10. No, come on, push a little bit more down. However, I check now the long straddle. The long straddle is here, 16 positions we have here. And let us take a look. Long straddle, something big. Give me something big. That's the biggest here. It's I don't like that. That's not big enough. Well, it's just, they are expecting a big price move, and the only thing they are expecting here 24K. That's everything. They spent 220,000 for it, so they were absolutely right. And yeah, so everything else is tiny, and it's always the same, 24, some 25, but yeah, mainly 24K. So let us go to the last one, the long strangle. Also the same game. And the long strangle just say, okay, 24K, a price move up or down very hard. The long strangle instead tell us, yeah, if we will go, if where we will start in a trade range, for example. So between 2021 and then up or down or something, that's what we will see. So great, they triggered my take profit at 23,150. Yes, and did a very nice profit. However, let us go forward, because you can see why I was trading 23,150, because they were protecting that area here, and usually that takes and bounce a little bit. So that makes sense then. Now back to our options. We are going long strangle, for example, as just mentioned. Also here, they are just expecting a big move either up or down. They don't care really what's going to happen. They just care about that the market is going to do something. And when we take a look here, for example, it just say this is a big one. For example, it's the same. Yeah, it's the same. They're expecting between 23 and 24, to have a bigger price action, either up or down. They don't care. It's just saying it will happen. Nobody knows what exactly, but they are saying, hey, something will happen between 23 and 24, and they are going to make not only money with premium. I mean, they both here, they spend almost 800K. So it's not peanuts, right? It's absolutely not peanuts at all. If we take a look, let us check more. Do we have another big one? No, that's it. Okay, so we are done here. And as mentioned, it indicates us that these guys were expecting something big between 23 and 24, and they were absolutely right, because we started to lose 24K, and between 23 and 24 volatility is rising. So something is behind, isn't it? Let us go forward. Happening here, for example, who is driving a little bit the price? If we check, you remember, we can say from here once again what happened, for example, related to BTC USDT pair on Binance. We can see here, for example, it's almost 180 millions in negative CBD. That's huge. If we take a look, for example, here now, that's the aggregated one. 194 millions means other exchanges are also getting a negative CBD. BUSD, that's still for me, I don't know how that works, but however, we have here another 34 million, so nothing big. And then we have here USD, also here something we will check right now. And related to USD, another 50 millions almost. If we go forward, we can check, for example, Bitcoin collateral. We have here 870 millions. Okay, that's big. Wow. Okay, just in futures, we have currently an aggregated CBD of almost 3.4 billion, 3.4 to 3.5 billion US dollars. That's a lot. While if we take a look, 200, 280, 200, let us say 400 millions in spot. So it's more than to the upside, but it's still very low, right? However, but we will see later on that the spot volume started to increase, indicating spot, they are selling, they are in distribution mode, retailers are buying. That's an exchange between whales and retailers, and that's why now spot volume is rising. Of course, not more than, it's not bigger than futures, but it's flipping, and it's not flipping since today. I have mentioned that. Let us go forward. We can see that's BUSD, Binance, I don't know, but however. Bitfinex, clear message, distributing all the way down. If we take a look, Bybit doing exactly the same. Coinbase doing exactly the opposite. So they are buying. You remember all these USDC 150 millions where I said, I can imagine we will go. No. They are buying at the moment. Bitstamp also clear here what they are doing. Wow, Kraken as well, and not bad in volume. Jesus, that's really not that bad. And Gemini. So almost everyone is right now selling. And if we take a look now, let me see. Are we getting so close before the dump start that they sent at 2:30? So at the same time when they released the PCE data, CPI, it was 150 millions coming from Circle to centralized exchanges, at least USDC, and 64 and another 25. Yeah, I would say it was 90 millions also related to Tether. So we are talking about almost 240 millions. You know, the question is for what? Well, I guess mainly really just to absorb, like we have seen Coinbase is buying instead. I have also tweeted that chart. That's the fund flow. I hate to repeat my informations over and over again. And many people are on Twitter, but they ignore all my videos. That's the only thing that hurts to me, to be honest, because, you know, I'm sharing it. If you say, I don't have time, I don't care, it's fine, but then don't waste my time making always the same questions. You know, and that's the fund flow related to the market maker. The market maker is the market maker. He is driving the market. He did in 2021 and he is doing it again. And he is extremely bearish. He is not bullish. I have said so many times, as soon as the market maker flips to bullish, I will also flip to bullish, but it's not happening. Since month it's not happening. And he unloaded tons of Bitcoins. Also, a lot of people out there are ignoring the facts. I don't care. Then it is what it is. But also that is what it is. They sent almost 4,000 Bitcoins just before. And that's only those Bitcoins they send, for example, to centralized exchanges. Because they usually use OTC and they also make profit sending Bitcoins to centralized exchanges. Also, for example, to short with them and to make more Bitcoins with them. And I guess even stablecoin futures as well. So when yesterday I said, oh, someone is making a bet for a falling price, and I put it the funding rate, the funding rate, the aggregated one, and the fund flows of market maker. This combination is the hell, because then you know, oh, something big is going to happen. Yeah, I think we are seeing a little bit the consequences. Even I think, I have said maybe to make a swing trade would be cool, because I don't think, not yet, 21.8, if we break 21.8, and that could take some days, maybe a week or whatever, to go down to 21.8, because they can liquidate all the late shorts now, push up, and then down. When nobody thinks about, when everybody says, hey, we did it again, who cares? We are doing great. That's where you will get the punch in your face, and that's where these guys will start to liquidate you. Unfortunately, that's the game they are playing. It is what it is, if you like it or not, but that's how they work. Okay, daily. Who is that? Is that Bitstamp? No, Bitfinex. Whales were sending yesterday more Bitcoins. Coinbase as well. Interesting. Kraken maintaining, so sending, it was relatively high. And Gemini. Oh, look, those guys. Always the same guys. And a little bit also Bybit, but not that big. So we will see how it's going to look for today. Unfortunately, I don't have any kind of real data here. As, everything, it's here 100% indicating whales are sending a lot of Bitcoins at the moment at Gemini, Bitstamp, Bitfinex. Even on Binance, you can see here 77% indicating whales are sending more Bitcoins to centralized exchanges. At the same time, Coinbase, the yellow curve is declining, matches very well, they are buying. OKEX pushed up, Bybit declining, Huobi declining, and Kraken pushing up. So it seems it comes a little bit from Bitfinex and the whole Bitfinex clan. I say Bitfinex because those who are following me since a while, they know HiBlock has a bot activity detection chart. And I really like it, because the thing, I don't need to spend $80 per month or something just for this one chart. Anyway, it opened my eyes a lot, because Bitfinex algos are using certain centralized exchanges like Gemini, Kraken, Bitstamp, Deribit, while FTX was using mainly Binance. So when people started to say that's a fight between FTX and Binance, they were working all the time together. That's where, all these, I really don't know if CZ played a very dirty game with Sam. I really don't know if that happened. Many of you know I wasn't a friend and fan of Sam. But I know that FTX and Binance was very well coordinated. That only works if they knew each other what they are doing. Like Bitfinex with Kraken, Gemini, and so on and so forth. However, yeah, nothing to see here. Yeah, and now let us come here to this chart, because this chart is also very interesting. I have said that's the trading volume ratio, spot versus derivative. Means if the curve goes down, means that spot pushes up more than derivative. Doesn't mean we have much more volume on spot than on derivative. It's a ratio. Okay, so sorry, that was I was thinking while speaking. That's sometimes not the best. When the curve goes up, spot is increasing and not derivatives. Only when derivatives volume is increasing, like they did, for example, with the whole rally, then it declines. That was future driven, spot increasing, future driven, and spot increasing. And the most interesting part here is if you check when spot started to increase, it's where retailers get some FOMO. And if you check now what's happening, the price was declining, and those retailers started to buy the local dip, so saying, oh, afterwards we will push up more and more and more. And that was absolutely wrong, of course. And that's what we can see at the moment. So they were absolutely wrong, and these guys did everything necessary to trigger FOMO, to let all people expect the next bull run is right on the corner. And that was absolutely wrong. I have said so many times that's wrong, and well, we see now what's happening, right? So then let us take a look. So on Coinbase, finally they triggered the buy order they had there, and you can see that at least until 2028, that's what I said also in my last recent analysis, that I was seeing between 23 and 22.8 some liquidity waiting, that let me think, okay, these guys are waiting there just to let trigger their buy order, and it seems I wasn't that wrong. However, and that's, I mean, if you followed my analysis, I have closed with profit my short at 23.1, because 23.150, that's a process. So in my opinion, at that time we can go a little bit more down, but then we should maintain here and maybe even go a little bit more up afterwards. That would be at least my expectation. So if we take a look here, they are still waiting here 25k and even above, but mainly 25k. So we need to see what's going to happen here. Also here the CBD is indicating now declining, so they start to sell a little bit, and at the same time they are here waiting at 23.2. So in case the price would go a little bit more up, they try to push the price down again. And now reinforcing, you can see that they are reinforcing the walls here once again. So let us take Bitstamp. What is Bitstamp doing? On Bitstamp, yeah, they are waiting right now at 23.4. That makes sense, because we had also a break there, and so it would make sense, to be honest, to wait there. So if we retrace, I think we will retrace exactly to that level here, and that's where the new candle started to push down very hard. So it would make sense. Binance BTC USDT. Oh, my lines. Where? Okay. Also here they triggered the buy order. Also here you see some liquidity also between 22.8 and 23. But at the same time, now waiting at 24, waiting again 23, 24.3, and still a lot of sell orders waiting there. And at the same time, that's why 21.8, in my opinion, I mean 22.2 as well, but between 22.2 and 21.5, it's not going to be easy. Absolutely not. And that's why I think only if we break this one, only if these guys really want to push that hard, then it's over. Then we will go relatively quick to 17K, in my opinion. BTC BUSD doing exactly the same, 22.5, 22.3, and 22 almost. So at the same time, you see a lot of sell orders here. If we go to Bitfinex, on Bitfinex they triggered the buy order here, and also here, for example, well, on Bitfinex always the same. You can see what they are doing. Look, that's algos, pure algo working there. I don't need to repeat that I would never ever trade on Bitfinex. So in Bitfinex is then manipulating other centralized exchanges, but that's another story. Yeah, also here, for example, interesting, they are blocking the way up on OKEX, BTC USDT. OKEX swap, you remember, still there? Yeah, 17K. I don't know, it seems a little bit that's really accurate. We will see if that's really going to happen. Kraken, BTC USD triggered also once, and now also protecting that area here. Otherwise the next one 22,179, and to the upside nothing. Bybit BTC USD nothing. BTC USDT nothing. Bitmax, oh Bitmax, oh yeah, Bitmax also here clear statement between 23 and 22,800. No, we don't like, and we are not going to let you down that way. I mean, only if you push very hard. At the same time, you see here a lot of sell orders, also algos pushing the price down. Now futures, perp, yeah, they triggered all these long orders here, and also here waiting, and you can see we have between 23 and 22,500 a lot of stuff. So if they want to push more down, then they need much more bitcoins to unload. Also happened here to BTC BUSD on perp. Bitfinex, for example, at the moment waiting here at 22,800. So it's potentially the last candle week will be 22,800. Kraken futures, nothing here. OKEX futures, nothing. Deribit, interesting, Deribit still at 24,700, and yeah, also here pushing more down, while at the same time it looks, sometimes I think the whole thing is so programmed. Someone is programming some algos, and you know, programming the buy algos and the sell algos, and then giving them the orders. Hey, I need following price development. Sometimes really it looks like. That's it. Let us go to the last chapter. So let us maybe start here. I have said, you remember a few days ago, I would expect to go down to 23,150. Another reason why I had my take profit level there, because you can see clearly what the price did. It tried to push down, it didn't break, and in my opinion that's not going to happen. soon. A dead cat bounce could be possible to go up to 23.6 or maybe even 24 as mentioned, and then in my opinion we will break that. I don't know when, if this weekend, next week, whatever, but we will break that. And for me, as mentioned, also 21,800, that would be the next POC after we lost 23k. And if we leave, if we lost 21,800, we would go down very hard. Of course, we will make a little break at 19,000 and then go directly hitting 17k. And the whole thing will show you that, yeah, it was a fake rally. The whole thing was an exit liquidity rally. And yeah, some of you, hopefully not, but at least on crypto space, it seems many of you bought this trap. If we go now to the 1 hour time frame, you see, you remember the box. The box is not new at all. We had here a diagonal trend line. We had the break. After the break, we had here a support area. I think we will go back to the support area to 23,400 because, you know, when we have such a break, usually the market should, you know, go up, got rejected, and then go more down. So that would be my bet for a trade strategy, is to wait what's going to happen. If it goes up to 23.7, I will start a new short. If it breaks and goes up to 24, I will add more to my short. If it breaks even more and goes up to 24.6, then I will add all my remaining funds to the short. That's my whole strategy. So, you know, it's up to you what you are going to do here, but for me it's a clear picture that I'm bearish since when? I don't remember now, but I was 2022. I mean, I started to be extremely bearish after I have noticed that Sam bought 75,000 bitcoins in July 21st. Many people said, oh, you will miss it, you will miss it. And I said, yeah, well, I don't care. I bought some alts that was in end of September after we retraced. And you can check all my tweets because I never remove any tweet. And you will find out that I have said, hey, if you check what whales are doing, they were unloading. And that was partly also the market maker. So it was clear something have changed in this market since then. And yeah, they did a new all-time high, 69,000, and then the China ban for mainland started, and you know, we received a lot of volume and the price started to decline. However, since then, the market changed. Inspo as well. People say, yeah, you're always so bearish. Guys, I was so bullish in 2020. I was so bullish in the first 3 months of 2020. Not related to Bitcoin then, but related to altcoins. And I did really, I mean, when I'm saying with, I don't remember, I had a portfolio of 50 altcoins at that time. Everything was popping up. Everything, really, every crap coin was popping up, and it was wonderful. I'm a big fan of the 2020 bull run, but since summer 2021, something changed in the market, and everything else since that was smoke and dust. It was really just chilling and convincing people to absorb what they wanted to unload until today. So only if that changes, and I think it will change when regulation comes to the market. And nobody, a lot of you will say, oh, it's over. That's over. I want to leave the market. That's, the market will die. And that's wrong. That's wrong. After regulation, while they are regulating the market, many people will sell in fear. And I have said so many times already, that's the time to buy. That's not the time to sell. It's not the time to leave. It's the time to invest. Of course, smart investments. Don't buy everything. Buy solid, really solid projects. And that will change your life. Mark my words. It will. Even you will have to pay taxes for it. But who cares? Come on. Be a little bit fair. However, 22,800 is here. It's a clear support area. So even if we can go more to the downside, I'm convinced we will go up again. And then we need to see if it's going to be 23.7, it's going to be 24. If I find something useful, of course, I will tweet. But, trade carefully. Big love. And we will do it. Have patience. Really have patience. And use my data. We will do it. I'm not going to tell you, like many on Twitter, up or down. No, that's not my stuff. I'm not your financial advisor. I'm not your wealth manager. I will give you the tools and the data to make your own conclusion. Use it. If you use it, you will make money with that. Trust me. However, big love. Have a nice weekend. We will see us Monday. Your Inspo.